watching the game on television, as the cameras span and pan the field, you often will see a receiver down the field who looks like he was wide open. And you're thinking like, well, geez, why did not quarterback not see this guy? He's standing out there all alone, and there's not a DB near him. Patterns that are not half field concepts and could be what we call a full field concept rely upon the quarterback reading the secondary and then making a determination of going to a ABC concept, full field, left side, right side, predicated upon rotation as to where his primary receiver now becomes predicated upon the rotation. So if you're running, for example, a flanker drive concept, the old Jerry Rice concept in San Francisco with Montana and Jerry Rice, where you have the flanker on the shallow cross underneath a tight end or a number 2 receiver, that is the primary receiver. On the outside, on the split side, away from that, I might have a receiver who is going to run a vertical route or a 9 route, for example, a go route, and there's an alert with him. So let's say the corner walks up, bump and run on that split receiver away from the flanker drive concept. All of a sudden, the Kmart blue light special starts going off in the quarterback's brain. He's thinking, hey, I've got an alert that this guy's running the 9 route. Well, if I get a bump and run corner and a single safety stays high in the middle of the field, I can take advantage of that. And if I like my matchup, I can throw the vertical route to that receiver on the split side, even though my pattern concept is predicated upon the flanker drive. So that's an alert that can occur. So every time in your progression, I've got on flanker drive, I've got the Z, I've got the Y, and I've got the B back as on the flare to the tight end flanker drive side. However, there also is that alert possibility. So if the alert presents itself, then I can pick the ball up, and predicated upon our pre-game discussion about if you like that matchup against that corner, I'm going to throw, and based upon the score, the time of the game and weather conditions and all that, I'm going to throw the 9 route to the receiver on the left side of the formation and bypass the flanker drive. However, for example, let's say the corner shows bump and run. I'm thinking alert. Okay, I'm going to key to safeties. Well, now if the safeties split on the snap and go to a halves location, all of a sudden that eliminates my alert because now I'm looking at a 2 deep shell. So now I'm going to go back to my progression of the Z, the Y, and the B. 1, 2, 3 as to where I'm going to go with the football in my triangle that I have with the concept of the pattern called. And so those are some factors that you have to look at. Not always do you get the true look from the camera on the field that you will see on television. And so they may be shooting a shot at some guy down the sideline who's standing out there having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and looks like he's wide open, but he may not have even been a factor in the progression in the pattern that the quarterback's executing into the line of scrimmage.